Hi, everyone. Welcome to episode number 19. We're almost at 20 of Anna and Ryan and Anna on MIA. Thank you all for joining us again. The story keeps writing itself.
It does. And you have some things to share because you were involved in a thing yesterday in Brickell.
That's correct. I was at a panel hosted by Domus Brickell Park, which, if you recall, Ryan and I attended their groundbreaking ceremony. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And it was an event talking about the future of Miami and specifically Brickell being this sort of economic epicenter region, specifically relating to its office occupancy and hotel market. And my co-panelist was Alicia Cervera, who's the CEO of Cervera Real Estate, and also a wonderful man Gaston, whose last name I'm forgetting. He's a partner in Q Capital, which provides lending solutions for buyers, and I think they specialize with foreign buyers, so they're good people to know about that. But it was a fascinating discussion, and a few things I wanted to touch upon, because within the context of that conversation and Q1 finishing, I've been pulling together some numbers. And Q1 just wrapped up, so the final numbers will be in. I'll have a report for you guys next week. But important to point out, I always like to look at things that are all-time highs, boundary conditions. Median pricing for condos and single-family homes ticked yet higher. We're at all-time highs for both. If you may recall, there have been these sort of dubious headlines about condo apocalypse, this and that. It's not true. The beat goes on when it comes to median pricing. In fact, according to CoStar data, the Miami market had the highest year-over-year appreciation for the year ending in 2023. And this pattern is very much continuing because it is being pushed forward by strong fundamentals, such as the office vacancy numbers I covered yesterday. Brickell is now the fourth most expensive office market in the United States. Vacancies there are below 8%. We've trended down, while most other major markets, their vacancies have gone up since post-COVID, and our airport traffic has hit all-time highs.
Yeah, the airport traffic is really something that's... I saw it. I actually have a story in here. Here it is. I'm going to try this. We're going to try this new screen sharing thing to see if it works. We'll find.
To remember is that international activity is coming back. This is a point I've made for a while now, is that during the post-COVID surge in residential activity and in travel, it was largely due to a surge in domestic activity, and we can measure that in terms of airport arrivals. And it wasn't that the international market decided they didn't like Miami, they just couldn't come because of COVID. And now we're seeing that resurgence. And I believe, according to census data too, that we led the nation in terms of international migration into our region as well.
Yeah, I think we covered that last time.
Mm-hmm.
We were the number one for foreign-based immigration.
Correct.
In the United States.
Exactly. So these are all very positive, forward-looking indicators that build momentum. Because again, having low office vacancies, having record high airport traffic, all these things, having a busy pipeline. What other city is building as much as we are? I don't even know. Yeah. So all of this is future-looking stuff. It indicates that we're just starting to build. This is the opposite of losing taxpayers, everyone. So just saying.
I think a pretty good thing as well.
That's also fantastic. These are all things that accommodate more commerce and more activity. And those are very good things for our region. Like our hotel market actually was the best performing hotel market in the nation at the beginning of this year.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's number two? Do you know?
I actually don't recall. I will. I came across that when I was looking up office stats for my talk the other day. But I'll look into the hotel market as I wrap up the Q1. But it's just, and of course that makes sense because our air traffic is at record highs.
Yeah.
It's all tied in.
Nice. Was there anything else from the Brickell talk you wanted to share?
Oh, yes. There was an excellent point that really seemed to resonate with people, and that is that the state of Florida is now the 14th largest economy in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. Our state's GDP is closing in on 1.5 trillion. We surpassed Mexico, Indonesia, and Spain in terms of size of economy, and we're gaining on Italy.
The guy was trying to tell you it was number 16, but you were like, no,
I was like, no.
It's 14. There was some sass there.
Yeah, and he said, until not long ago, it was number 16. I'm like, that's right, but now we're number 14.
And I was like,
actually, it's 14. And this again ties into that point where last year Bloomberg reported the 6 fastest growing southern states, of which Miami is one, account for more of national GDP than the Washington, New York, Boston corridor for the first time ever.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's all tied in.
Yeah.
We're taking the money and the taxpayers.
Even know.
This is that point, though, that we keep attracting people who can choose to be anywhere.
Yeah.
I say in life, your most important asset is your time, and especially when you have infinite resources, practically speaking, then the choices of how you spend your time, you're really privileged to make them solely based on your preference. You're not tied to anything.
Yeah.
And we have him. We have guys like Ken Griffin who could be anywhere going all in on Miami, not someplace else. And that's not a coincidence. That's also a positive forward-looking sign.
What else do we have?
We just need Elon.
Elon.
Why is Elon not here yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Do we want to add that crazy into here?
Absolutely. Mix them all. That's my new theme. Mix all the boys. Okay.
Oh boy. Okay. What else do we have going on here? We have, here's a fun one. This one is, I wanted to pull this up.
Okay.
There we go. So we have this story about this building in San Francisco that's being marketed at an 80% discount.
Ouchie. Basically, that's what that means.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yeah. And there was another one.
Their office vacancy is something like 35%.
35%?
Yep.
What's Miami?
BD, so Brickell is leading with just under 8%. And I believe that our central CBD, like the core area, however it was defined, is something like 18.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's what happens if you have vacancy. The buildings have to something has to happen with them.
And also means that they're not seeing relief on the horizon. Wow. They're certainly not building more.
Speaking of building, where'd this story go that I want to talk about here? World Center.
Oh, yes.
I don't know where I put it, but there was a story in the Real Deal in the past week.
Yeah.
That was My World Center is going to be bringing 8,500 new units.
I saw that.
800,000 square feet of commercial space and a couple
Hotels.
thousand hotels.
Yep.
In a 30 square acre area.
How amazing.
Yeah.
I think that's fantastic.
And I said this on Twitter, but most people don't realize that the first stage of My World Center is like an appetizer. Because they were just building out the infrastructure and the pieces of it.
Yep.
Now developers are clicking in with the projects and all of that. So it's just the appetizer. All the stuff that you saw was just really the appetizer. The rest is
whetting your appetite for what's to come.
Yeah.
Lots.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of it, there's a new project here in Edgewater that is our Peruvians, or some of the Peruvians.
Other Peruvians.
Just so you know, this is the lot behind Quantum on the Bay.
Okay.
It's been vacant for forever. And they're going to put a 60-story building there. This is what it looks like. Right.
What phase are they at? Did they get financing?
They're working on approvals.
Okay, early.
Yeah, very early.
Okay.
But this group owns this lot, and they also own a lot on 23rd as well. So you've got both there.
Word is getting out.
It is getting out. It's crazy, right?
Peru has found us now.
Yeah, there's the Peruvians doing Domus.
Yep, and then there's Visions Brickell.
And then there is this one. So there's at least 3.
Huh, amazing.
I think I just before, but is there stuff in Peru that's like causing it?
Nothing, to my understanding, nothing cataclysmic. There's been no big event. I think it's just more of a pattern of people that are looking to diversify and get out, and they're seeing that Miami's a good opportunity. There hasn't been any huge event. Perhaps I don't know, I'm not so familiar with their politics, but I don't think there's been a huge event. It's probably just more of the same, like all Latin American countries. And then word got out about Miami, and people are looking to diversify their capital.
Cool. Speaking of diversification, this is an interesting one. This is going to replace the Burger King on South of
pretty.
Fifth. Yes. It's the first one. It's the first building of this architect in the Americas.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Let me scroll down to get a better image of it. But yeah, so that will replace the Burger King and the long shuttered Pier 1 store.
Oh yeah.
At the entrance to
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice Starchitect project for that.
Beautiful.
Yeah. There's, like I said, there's so much around that I can barely keep up with it.
Correct.
There's open up the Real Deal and Next Miami all the time, and it's just whoa.
Exactly.
Any other thing that you wanted to touch on?
No, I'm super excited to finish putting together all the Q1 data. I consider the MLS, the data stops trickling in to a large extent, like the 6th or 7th day of the month, and I consider it good enough to use for data. And from what I've seen, 'cause it's mostly it's very much a corroboration of our thesis. That's one of those things I always like to look at. We've been saying these things for a while, but the market will do, how it will behave, and it's great to see it playing out the way that I thought it would. So I'm looking forward to putting this together and sharing it with everyone next week. And then we'll do a live session for it after that. I'll put the PDF out next week.
Nice.
And it's exciting because it really is. If you identify what the prime drivers are of something, that really is the magic sauce. That's the crystal ball on how to predict the future, because nothing is coming for no reason or out of nowhere. So you have to, like, I gave this talk at the Nobu Hotel like last April, and it was called Predicting the Future. I didn't name it. The association named it that. They're like, here's your topic. And I said, wow, no pressure. Predicting the future. And so how I approached it was, how does one, barring having a crystal ball, how does somebody endeavor to predict the future? And the only way really to do it is to recognize that everything moves in cycles, that it is human nature is the constant, humans aggregate. So a history that we perceive as change is the cyclical aggregate of human herding behavior. Where's it going next? It always goes somewhere.
Yes.
And if you can identify, well, to accept that the change is inevitable, that it's always going to flow somewhere, that nothing is forever, you accept that. And then you start to look at the forces, the little sort of breadcrumbs indicating where it's going. And that was basically the topic of my talk. And it was many of the things we're discussing today, they're still playing out. And to see that reality reflected in the data is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's always, like I said, it's good to be right.
There you go. Long Miami.
I'm out of focus again. Another really cool project that's going on here, not really project, but it is the craziness that's going on in North Bay Village.
Oh, yes. It's finally being built.
Yeah. There is so much happening
And like
there.
it's finally being built.
Yeah.
It was like nothing for 20 years.
Yeah.
And now it's like the floodgates are open.
Yeah. And I want to scroll down. It's
beautiful geography there, actually.
Yeah,
North Bay Village is in a great spot.
And stunning views.
Yes. Yeah. And very good location.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They've been one of the most corrupt towns in Miami-Dade for a long time.
Maybe because it's so little. It's like high school politics.
Yeah, it's like a little fiefdom.
Yes.
A little fiefdom.
Yes.
But I guess it's allowing them to build these cool projects. There's a whole bunch of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Shoma's building, but this is the crazy one.
Wow.
This is by the parent company of WSBN.
I think it's really cool
Sunbeam.
in a bizarre sort of way.
It's like a Avengers sort of.
It's superhero-y, isn't it?
Yeah, it's superhero-y. And I really want people to understand that, like, North Bay Village is like this big.
It's tiny, everyone.
It's like, this big. Like you can throw a stick across the road and hit the water, like from the water.
Right.
You can just throw it. It's only about as wide as US or whatever that is, like for that.
Correct.
But it's just funny because, like, wow, that's going to be, and the views are going to be like.
The views are amazing. The location's amazing.
Yeah.
And it was just like Miami Beach kind of fills in south to north.
Yeah.
South of 5th, which is super expensive now, was nothing 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. It's developing up north. And it makes sense. That's such good geography. It's right there in between the mainland and Miami Beach. Great views. They made the zoning work finally.
Yeah.
And they got these projects going. It's great.
And there's more beyond that. There's the Continuum companies doing their thing there. That's also where they're doing I can't pronounce this, but however you pronounce that. Pagani. They're doing a branded, like an Aston Martin.
Another car company, everyone. Miami loves their cars.
They love our cars. So there's like a whole bunch happening here. I just wanted to highlight it because it's just wild that's happening.
And it's like right now. In 10 years, 5 years, that's going to be a very different place.
Yeah. So that is one. And then what else do we have? Oh, I like this one here. This story is from Florida YIMBY as well. And this is at the Arlington Heights Metro Rail Station.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like on the way to the airport as far as the train goes. And they want to build this complex on a parking lot and a parking garage.
Oh, wow.
And this is what every Metro Rail station at Miami should look like.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, and there's so many empty parking lots around the Metro Rail. Looks like today, like that. Yeah, like we need to densify all the stations. And I think this would be a really excellent way to do it.
It's a super great idea.
Yeah. So. But yeah, so there's just like, I think the overall thing is that it's just really, things are just really happening.
Correct.
And there's so many projects. There's so much happening. There's so many units inbound in every neighborhood. Like every single neighborhood has thousands of inbound units. Which
is one way to address our affordability issue.
And I think, we will get to a point where the demand will swing the other way and rents will come down, prices will come down, but we aren't there yet.
No. And also one thing, a pattern I've been talking about that is persisting in our Q1 data is this slight divergence in the behavior of the single family home and the condo market. So for the condo market, exactly right. You can add more supply vertically. You can add also multifamily, which will blend into which will affect the condo market. All this stuff can be added vertically. Single family cannot. And so the single family home market supply continues to plummet past the median price point to a level that's scary. Below 500,000 Miami-Dade, single-family home inventory dropped 14% just month over month.
Wow.
It's basically disappearing. It's going to be an extinct animal shortly. And we can't add more vertically.
Yeah.
And so we're seeing the single-family home market. I hate to use the word stronger because I'm not even about that. It's just about the scarcity. There's a real scarcity to the single-family home market. It's different math than the condo market. And we're seeing the numbers and how they're playing out diverge. For instance, we're seeing an increase in lower priced inventory at Tri-County. And I think that might be partially because of the new law going into effect post-Champlain and all those things, and the condo buyouts coming and all those things that we've talked about. But that same pattern doesn't hold for single family. Inventory is persistently low.
Yeah. Speaking of Champlain and old condos, I want to bring up our friend.
Oh, yes. Leading into this. That's what I was thinking. Yes.
Our friend Omar.
Hello, Omar.
Omar on Twitter. Anyways, this is his Twitter. And he is talking here about selling an older condo. I think this is in Bal Harbour.
Mm-hmm.
And basically he says, imagine receiving plus 1,500,000 for a condo worth 500. And there are so many. Oh, hi, Omar. There are so many of these sort of opportunities on the beach and in waterfront areas. Even on Brickell and going a little bit north on Biscayne. There's a lot of it. And I think that's still going to be a huge part of it.
100%.
Huge.
And that's their best exit because these buildings, unfortunately, are not aging well by and large.
Yeah.
So if they can sell out to developer, that's their best option rather than just throwing good money after bad in terms of assessments. It's like maintaining a boat at a certain point.
Yeah. And that goes with what happened not last week, but 2 weeks ago with Biscayne 21 with the whole lawsuit against two roads. It's going to be interesting to see how that all shakes out.
Yep.
Because it could be really bad because developers are going to have to get 100% of owners. And I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Some ordinary person may power trip. Almost inevitable.
I said this before in the last podcast, but I don't understand what the people plan to get out of that. I don't.
Maybe they have some delusion that they'll be difficult enough and win a lottery ticket and get tons of millions of dollars to go away.
No,
maybe they're that dumb. Or maybe they just like the attention.
The developer said they'll take it to the Florida Supreme Court and maybe a Supreme Court. I don't know. But anyways, I don't know. It's something interesting and I don't know. It'll play out, but I think the tweet there by Omar was pretty cool because that's what people should be like. They're like, okay, I might get $1 million plus for this piece of crap
that I'll have to be paying for the next 20 years in terms of concrete restoration, the roof, the this, the that, and then no one's gonna want it.
Yeah, exactly. It's like at some point you're gonna end up in a Champlain or pre-Champlain.
Correct. And if they had no condo reserves, now they will have to. Their monthly HOAs may double all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I know. It's wild. Anyways, there's a lot of stories we're going to. I'm going to get better at this.
I love this on the screen. It's awesome.
I'm learning the technology.
Our tech progression.
Yeah, it's a lot. There's guys in this room that we're in here. It's like a mess of wires. I always tell Anna, I'm like, because she always wears heels. She always in the gorgeous heels.
I'm in wedges today, but they're like 5 inches. It's true.
And I'm like, please don't trip and die in this room because I don't have insurance for it. Like
we had an almost disaster today. Ryan knocked over a camera, and as I was on a tripod thing, and I was about to get it, and then I realized, oh no, because I'm gonna knock over what's next to me. It's gonna knock into the screen. It's gonna, and there's gonna be a whole domino effect of chaos. Like, oops.
Yeah. Yeah, the system is great when it works, and it's just there's a lot of wires, a lot of lights to make it look this good.
Exactly.
So, Anna, do you have anything for us for the next week or next couple months that you want to tease us with or share?
Again, I'm really looking forward to having Q1 all in front of me because the thesis is playing out very strongly. And I think that people are going to keep denying it and sticking to their pre-realities, but that'll be exciting. I'm speaking on the April 17th at the Miami Beach, what am I doing? Chamber of Commerce, I think. And then actually I'm also speaking in May at the Inman Connect event in May. Oh man, I'm sorry, 20th or 21st. That's going to be kind of a large event. And my topic actually isn't necessarily focused on Miami, even though we're in Miami. It's on this sort of evolution and shift in the nation that we're in. So that's going to be really cool because that is baseline what's driving what we're seeing here. But it's important to understand what's happening at national level in terms of the economic refocusing of the nation. So I'm giving a whole TED-style talk about that in May. That'll be fun.
Nice. I can't wait. I'll be there to make content.
Yay.
And then you have a cool, painting thing coming soon, right?
Oh, yeah. This Monday at the Moxie Hotel, I have a great friend named Angeline Cesar. She's an artist. She's from South Africa. She's been here for some time, though. She was also in New York for a while, and then she's been here for a while. Anyway, she's a brilliant artist, and she's done this whole series called Sea Sirens. She loves the ocean. And so this crazy lady, I say this with love, got in the ocean with me and on separate days with her other subjects at the crack of dawn in what was very cold for Miami temperatures. I had to really fortify myself. I said, I'm not going to mess up this photo shoot. Mind over matter. It won't kill me. I hate the cold water. And we went in the water at dawn. She got in with me with her whole waterproof camera thing and shot like me and these other women separately, like jumping in the waves. It's a whole like thing about women she finds interesting, like jumping in the waves. It's great.
Wow.
And so there's going to be a giant print of me jumping in the water in my little blue bikini this Monday at the Moxie. So it'll be fun.
I love it. I'll have to be there. I'm sure it'll be a very interesting mix of people.
It will be a fascinating mix of people. Wait and see, everyone.
So it's funny. One of my things recently has just been I've just been following around all of my amazing women in my life.
Ryan's harem.
Yeah, harem. And I literally just have been like making content. Like my Rosa, she does paddle, and Paddle X just opened in my neighborhood. So I was doing content for her.
That's awesome.
I was doing content for Anna at Domus Brickell yesterday. It's fun. It's the fun part of my life.
It's super awesome. We're all very lucky that we're part of Ryan's harem.
Oh.
Have you ever played paddle?
Oh no.
Me neither. And he's never done jiu-jitsu either. I keep telling him that he should.
I know. My two of my ladies are very sporty, and I'm just like, I get like exhausted just looking at it. I'm just like,
it's fun though.
Okay.
He's one day.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm gonna drag him to an open mat first. He'll be like, "What are they doing?" This is what happens when my friends who are not into jiu-jitsu come to open mat. So they all know that I seriously train. Like everybody knows it's not haha. I don't just pose for pictures. Like everyone knows this. But seeing it in real life is like sometimes a little bit jarring to people. You walk in and they're like, "Oh my God, what is she doing? This is real." When Rebecca San Juan from Miami Herald did this profile piece of me last year, part of it was she came with a camera crew to my old gym to observe training. And I love Rebecca San Juan. Hi, Rebecca. I've collaborated with her in many articles for years. And this was that profile she did. She said, "Hey, we want to follow you around like training life and professional life." So the training was the gym. So she came to watch training. And she knows all these things I do. Like we talk. She knows she's seen pictures. She came to the gym that day. And that particular day, we were doing a lot of takedowns. No gi. So just no gi, judo style takedowns and wrestling takedowns. Yeah. She walks in. She even said in the article, she counted the number of boys in the room. It was like 22. It says in the article. And Anna. Literally. And there was old Guns N' Roses playing. Like she put this all in the article. It's true. And then my training partner, Sean, hi Sean, my friend, he's a shirtless young guy and she just, I never forget, Rebecca sat there on the bench. I saw her sit, she's watching. I saw her eyes open. What is she doing? And then it's just me, "Anna, that boy, he just threw you." And my friend Sean, he's, "What? She threw me too." People are often like, "Whoa, this is real."
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I'll get to meet some of your jiu-jitsu boys at
Monday. Monday. We're going to invite a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. So cool. I know you have to go. So you have to go to jiu-jitsu, right?
Actually, yes.
She's going to go from this glam to jiu-jitsu somehow.
Sometimes I walk in a dress and heels and change, and it's pow. It's my Wonder Woman outfit switch.
I need to make a gif of you, like,
because actually it's super real.
Yes.
Like I'll walk in business clothes and do pro training for 2 to 3 hours and leave.
Yes, we need to do the spin
with my mouth guard and everything like that. I'll be like,
yeah.
And then we'll get right on the mat for Jiu-Jitsu 101.
Oh no,
he's resisting. So I resisted jiu-jitsu for 1.5 years. Coach Dino spent Fifth Street Boxing, spent 1.5 years convincing me, and I kept saying no. I had no interest.
Yeah.
And then I tried it once when I hurt my ankle and I could no longer sprint that season, and I became an addict. So now I feel like one of those religious people pushing it on someone all the time.
Yeah, it's funny. It seems like I have a lot of jiu-jitsu people because both you and my new colleague Nikolai.
That's right. And I train with him. Hello.
Yeah, he both are just like jiu-jitsu addicts. It's wild. Also, my realtor Kevin.
Oh, really? That's right.
Yes, he's. You guys are all crazy. I don't know.
It's like drugs. We all offer it up first, and then he'll be hooked.
I don't know. I'm good with my brisk walks around
town.
My brisk walks around town.
I don't know.
I'm good.
We'll see. I'm going to keep.
I will come watch, though.
So I have this hope that he'll come watch, and then he'll be like, "I want to do it too."
I don't think.
I know. My sister never. She tried once, but
okay.
No. But she's a whip.
Wow.
No, it's too openly. She'll be like, "Yeah, I'm a whip." Like she's not doing it.
It's so funny. Her sister is actually here in this co-working space, and they could not be more different of people. Like they look a little bit alike, a little bit, but other than that, they're just like she's very soft, Very quiet, very demure.
I don't know what he's implying. It's the opposite of those words. I'm the opposite of quiet, demure. Perhaps.
It's fun watching them together when they see coming in the co-working space.
I put her in a gi once and that was it. She never wanted to do it again, even though I was super nice to her.
But you are both very nerdy. I will put that.
In our own ways, true.
Yes.
I am very nerdy.
You're like a
it's true.
jock nerd.
It's true, I am.
sort of thing.
I'm super nerdy. I know.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
I
know.
I think that's why you have a very interesting collection of people in your.
Yes. Spans the spectrum of the human experience. Exactly. It is true. It is true. Although in my nerdiness of people, I tend to like people who are the best at what they do, whatever that may be. I like the extreme weirdos. That's my jam.
Yes, too, because a lot of my friends, especially my women, they're into like very niche things.
Mm-hmm.
You do jiu-jitsu and real estate analytics. And Rosa does paddle, and she's also a journalist about technology. It's just, I don't know. I don't really like normal people.
No, me neither.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me to speak with them.
No, I can't.
Exactly. So here we are, everyone.
Yeah.
Welcome.
That's why we do this podcast. We both like Miami real estate, drama, and facts.
And putting it all together and what's happening with the world.
Yeah. So
seeing it all. So hope you enjoyed, everybody.
Yeah. Next, in 2 weeks, will be episode number 20.
That's exciting.
What should we do? You'd have a guest, I feel like.
A guest, and also it will be timed with our new thing, which will finally be done.
Finally.
Yes. So that's going to be for episode 20.
Okay.
I love it.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye.